Okay, you guys, so it's gloves off with DDG concerning Halle Bailey. Now, if y'all remember, Halle Bailey filed a restraining order against DDG to where he had to stay away from her and their 1-year-old son, Halo, citing that he was very abusive towards her. Now, the judge did grant this restraining order and DDG cannot see his son, but when he does, she is requesting that he has supervised visits. Well, now DDG is turning the script on Halle Bailey. He filed a restraining order against her to stop her from taking their son Halo out the country to Italy for 2 months while she worked on a movie. He is also filing for full custody of Halo, citing that Halle Bailey is very mentally unstable. And he provided examples of her conduct. Now, he claims that Halle Bailey once took his gun and left the house without telling him where she was going. He alleges that he found her outside just holding the weapon. He said she was pregnant while this went down. He also claims that Halle Bailey tried to get an abortion behind his back, but she ended up changing her mind. Now, he says there was another incident about 2 months after Halo was born where she sent him multiple text messages threatening to take her life. And he provided receipts. So Halle texted him, "This is proof. You leave me hanging as a mother. You don't step up when I need you to. I'm begging you. I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico." Now, remember that name Lala because I'm going to come back to her. Then Halle said, "I'm going to off myself tonight. My son will not be around for it. I hate you forever. You can have him and let her be his mom." DDG said, "I can't believe you're acting like this." She said, "You put your inside her in Mexico." Now, y'all remember when Halle Bailey filed her restraining order and she alleged that DDG chipped her tooth. Now, she basically said that he slammed her head into the steering wheel, but he's alleging something totally different. He said he came to her house to pick up Halo for his custodial time, and she wanted to start talking about a schedule. He said she's the one that got in the car. She ended up getting very agitated, and she started jumping on him from the back seat. He said that she kept hitting him and everything, and her momentum is what carried her forward, and she hit her head on the steering wheel. So he's alleging that she did that to herself because she was too irate. So again, DDG asked the judge to block Halle from taking Halo to Italy, and he wants sole custody. Now, the judge has already denied that. He granted Halle Bailey the permission to take Halo out the country. So he's already lost that part. But let's touch on when Halle Bailey was irate because he allegedly slept with a woman named Lala. So Lala Batiste, who is a streamer and a YouTuber, and DDG have been cool for years. He's the one who helped her start her YouTube. So they went on a trip to Mexico. And I guess Halle Bailey thought it was just those two together, but they went on that trip because it was someone's birthday. So it was allegedly a group of them. Now, Lala Batiste did come out and give her side of the story, which I'm going to attach at the very end. And y'all let me know, do y'all believe her side? But Diddy attached some more text messages between himself and Halle Bailey, and they are very disturbing. So this one says, "Answer the effing phone, answer the effing phone. I'm going to try one more time. If you don't answer, it's over forever. I'm not playing, Daryl. That's it." He said, "I just want to be left alone, please." She said, "I'm calling for help. I have a knife. I'm calling for help." "But you don't care, do you?" "Okay." And he said, "Have a knife for what?" And here's another text thread where she said, "You have ruined me and all of my happiness. You hang up when I'm begging for help. You're the only help I used to have. And you're so focused on being famous and having money when you don't even see what's in front of you. How could you? How could you go to Mexico and be with someone else?" Now she's talking about Lala Batiste. She said, "How could you openly talk ish about me to all your family and all the women you want to sleep with? You want to ruin me and you succeeded." Here's some other disturbing text. She said, "I just thought we'll do what I wanted to do today since it's Mother's Day, but if you really want to go, you can. I'll just go home and pack. Hello?" He said, "If you don't come back here, I'm going to call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. You have a son. I know you took my gun And then he said that gun has no safety. Then he said, put it down. That's not nothing to play with. Then he put Halo's picture up and said, you're going to make him go through life without a son. Then he said, I have to call the police. I can't let this happen. Then she said, I tried calling. It's just weird. You wouldn't think to check on if we made it safely. This is my point. After a day like yesterday and the things you said to me, you are just not capable of showing me any affection or love. I called and you sent me the voicemail like I'm disturbing you, like I'm just a fly that's in your way. And then this is the most recent messages. This was in February of this year. He said, you didn't talk about Halo for more than 2 minutes. That whole conversation was about girls. He said, I'm working. I don't know what to tell you. She said, every day I want to die because of the way you embarrass me online and allow other women to speak on me. I keep going because of how much I love our son. And he said, I have $40,000 in bills every month. I have no choice but to work. And she continued and said, and how much I know he needs me. He said, send me a clip of a girl disrespecting you. I'll give you $10,000 if you can. She said, you constantly hurt me and then try to say I'm wrong for asking for support. Now I could tell that was one toxic relationship and everybody thought they just had the perfect relationship. Now, I don't know if Halle Bailey already had mental health issues prior to getting with DDG and it just made her spiral, or if he caused her to go there mentally. But one thing that I can tell from those messages and just everything that has transpired is these two definitely do not need to be together. And I also feel like both of them do share some type of blame regarding the relationship. Now, who's telling the truth about certain things, we'll have to find out. But this relationship is definitely not it. And I don't think any woman should be with a man who pushes her not to want to be here anymore. That means that man has drained your energy down to nothing. But we'll have to see what happens with DDG and Halle Bailey. We'll see who ends up getting full custody. Now, I don't think DDG has a very high chance of getting sole custody just because of the allegations that's out there about him regarding Halle Bailey, but we'll have to see how things work out for these two. But remember, I told you the girl that DDG allegedly cheated on Halle Bailey with took to her Twitch to speak on the situation. She gave details about everything. I want you guys to take a listen and y'all let me know what y'all think about this entire toxic ass situation. It's very draining, but that's all I have for you and I'll talk to you later.
So one, let me just start here. Nothing sexual has ever gone on between me and Daryl. Point blank, period. Like, let's just start there. Okay. And this is like tough for me to even speak on because legally, I don't want to say too much. Legally, Daryl cannot say anything. So I'm going to say what I can. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to keep this brief. But the context behind these accusations in general is stemming from a group trip that our whole friend group went on, right? Our whole friend group went on this trip, and everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on. I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything sneaky going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know, like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there, grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic. So it's very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like, it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just strictly be platonic friends, okay? But nothing has ever gone on past that, ever. And yeah, again, like, I need to be careful with my words just legally, but this is just a weird situation. Like, I feel like people already have thoughts in their head, so it's easy to run with the narrative. But like I said before, like, at the end of the day, these are people's real lives. Like, y'all have to remember that. This is not funny. This is not like I've seen certain stuff that I don't agree with because I just don't think this is anything to, like, laugh about. And And outside of myself, like, other feelings are involved. I'm not even really referring to just me. But at the time of this trip, we all went on this trip for someone's birthday. It was a group trip. Many other people were there, like many other people. Again, I'm not going to name names because legally I just don't want to say certain stuff, okay? But it was a group trip that we all went on. Again, I wasn't even staying near him. And at the time, Halle saw that I was there, saw that I was on this trip with him. And of course, she had every right to like jump to conclusions at that point because I would have done the same thing. Like, I'm a girl. I know how it is. I've been in relationships. I'ma feel away if someone I'm dealing with, even if we're on and off, like if that's the person I'm dealing with and they go somewhere and whatever. And girls, you know, when you're in love and you're going through emotions, you feel things. And that's really all that was. Like, wait, sorry, I can't even see. I mean, hold on. My chat is not showing right now, guys. Uh-oh. 1 second. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. But anyways, at the time of this trip that we were all on as a friend group, Halle did reach out to me and we had a private conversation. Again, I'm not going to disclose details because that's between me and her, and out of respect for what's going on and for their privacy, it's not my place to disclose that information. But me and her had our own conversation. And at the time, like when she reached out to me, I completely understood why, because I've been in those shoes. Like, I've dated someone and had assumptions of who they're around and whatever the case. And it doesn't help that this is something people already just thought, you know? Like, I've known him for a very long time. And like I said, we've always had a platonic friendship. So it might be easy to just assume, okay, like, he's been around this girl. There's no way nothing has happened. Like, there's no way we can be on a group trip and it really just be that. And it was for a birthday at that. Like, it wasn't even for him. It wasn't for me. But yeah, after that situation, after we went on the trip, she did hit me up. She reached out to me. We had a long conversation about it. Things were cleared up, and rightfully so. Like, I didn't even feel any type of way when I found out when she hit me because I understood. I 100% understood. Like I said, I've been in that position. And we had a conversation. Things were cleared up. Ever since then, we've been on good terms. And this is something that happened so long ago. So and I'm not here to put anyone down. I'm not here to, you know, give you some extra tea out of respect for like many people involved. That's not my place. All I can say is my end. All I can do is clear up my side of it. It is unfortunate that this is even a situation. It's unfortunate that I'm even involved. Like, 1 second, guys. I'm getting a call. Hold on. Wait, I don't want my glasses to show. Hold on. Yeah, it's just a sad situation regardless. Like, I'm sure neither of them or anyone that's in these shoes would have wanted it to turn out this way, but there's way more important things involved and at stake. So